received many RFP proposals on this from local and out-of-town architects. Staff reviewed these and their qualifications, and staff recommends the approval of the contract with Booker Vic in the amount of $670,300.
And we didn't destroy it, though we took it down to the studs, right?
Correct.
Not everywhere, it's down to the studs. Downstairs is down to the studs. Upstairs, we had to cut a water line probably 2 foot off the floor. Higher upstairs flooring in the open area was completely removed. It's put back now so you can't walk in it, but it's.
We've put together an extensive scope of work with John, his manager, my staff, and good game plan moving forward.
We're going to take the opportunity to improve this at the same time.
Yes, sir.
And the overall funding will be partial insurance reimbursement and then partial PFA bonding.
Yes, ma'am.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
Last item I have for your consideration this morning is change order number 6 with Continental Construction, repairs to the Patriots Park tennis courts due to Hurricane Helene. This is one of many change orders. We've been working with that contractor on the 3 locations that received damage. Continental Construction is our contractor that we have working on Patriots, Lonnie Morris, and Riverside Park. So this change order is for lighting repair and a little bit of electrical repair, court fencing, windscreens, and also fence posts where they've turned up the pavement. So this repairs all those items at Patriots. Staff recommends approval of change order number 6 in the amount of $33,734.
Move to consent.
Do we expect insurance reimbursement on that?
I believe on all these locations, we're working with risk management on getting reimbursement.
Second.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Mr. Gordon.
Good morning.
Morning.
First item I have for you this morning is a proposal from Blue Water Engineering Services to design a front enclosure at our laydown yard. We built a enclosure that has 3 sides on it to store materials and at our laydown yard, and we're finding that critters and other things get in there that are kind of, and things blow in, and it would be nice to have a front to kind of close it off and kind of protect that entire area. So these design services will be to do design, bid phase services, and construction admin for a total of $9,400, and staff recommends approval.
Second.
So moved.
The next item I have is a change order with Kayenta. That is our billing software we've been working on quite some time, and we're responsible to taking the old 1978 legacy data. We've been using our existing system for quite some time, and it's a system where you could just kind of enter things anywhere and in any format, and it's proven very difficult for us to bring all that over and put in a very structured system where everything has a specific place and purpose. We do think we're very close. We just sent our final extract to Kayenta yesterday, I believe, or they had access to that, and they're running their audit, and we were down to 5 final items. Yesterday we thought we have 4 of them fixed, and we're down to 1, so they're going to audit that hopefully today and tomorrow and give us an answer. But our contract was up back in October, and we've been going back and forth with them about the extension of the contract, and we finally came to agreement, and this is a proposal to extend it 3 months through the end of December, and for a total price of $98,550, and staff recommends approval.
The cost is proportionate to what it would be overall for the year, as
Yeah.
it is just for the quarter?
Yes, it's a certain amount each month per the contract if we go over the deadline.
Second.
So moved. One more?
Yes, sir. And the last item I have is the Harlem Uchee Creek Interceptor Project. This is a project that bid back in October. We didn't bring it to you in November because it was over budget, and we wanted to negotiate with the low bidder, so we got with procurement, and we used them to help us negotiate with the low bidder. The original bid was $30,416,700, which was quite a bit over budget. large project we hadn't expected. So we negotiated and got about $7.5 million out of it for a price of $22,954,001. So our negotiated price down, it's doable. We've gone through our funds and looked at, what we have for bonds, and I've got with county management, and we've decided how we're gonna, work money and what projects we can kind of maybe postpone a little bit or work with to proceed with this project. But we think it is a little high. We have called other contractors local to see if maybe if we got more bids, we could get some prices down. It looks like this is the best we're gonna do. And we think it's important enough to bring to you to get sewer to Harlem and kind of wrap up them so that we can kind of take them off a hold as far as growth. And staff recommends approval for this project.
I think with another round of negotiation, we could get $3.5 million off.
I don't think so.
First time, 3.5?
No, sir, I think we've done about the best we can do. Yes, sir.
For the alternate materials and methods that you used to negotiate it down, was there one or two big ticket items, or were the combination of?
No, there were about 5 items that I have on the list. We changed a lot of ductile iron. Usually if we're less than 6 feet, we go with ductile, and but we changed anything less than 3 feet, and through our jack and bores, we changed all that to PVC. That saved a good bit of money. We allowed them to open cut in a few areas that were requiring them to bore. We went out and did some more investigation for rock, try to cut some of that cost down because there were some unknowns, and they put some big prices for boring in, and we were able to do more soil borings and investigations and get some of that cost down also.
You're confident that those changes will affect the quality project?
No, ma'am.
Good work.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Go to engineering services, Mr. Titus.
Good morning.
Morning.
The first item we have for you is the purchase of a Case CX75C excavator from G.J.L. Incorporated for stormwater utility. This excavator is a mini excavator that was originally approved in the 23-24 budget. It was not purchased in due to supply chain issues and trying to find one for a price within budget. The next budget, it was not rolled over, probably my mistake for not catching that, but it was not purchased then. It's still needed. Currently, we have 2 mini excavators that we share amongst 5 crews. 2 of those are pipe replacement crews. One's a large pipe, one's a small pipe replacement crew. The other 3 are maintenance crews. So the 2 pipe replacement crews need an excavator almost all the time. So the maintenance crews are having to borrow one of the mini excavators from the pipe replacement crews often. And we've been doing this for some time. So this is needed. The total price is $123,366, and would be purchased out of the stormwater fund, which was originally approved, again, 2 years ago. So staff recommends approval.
Questions?
So this is an addition.
It is, yes, sir.
But it's budgeted.
It was budgeted with stormwater funds. It was not ever purchased. It was not re-budgeted, but those funds were never used.
Okay.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
This next item is for the purchase of an EnviroSite sewer inspection camera and equipment for the Environmental Products Group. Again, this is for stormwater utility. Similarly, we have 3 crews using 2 cameras. One of those cameras is an EnviroSite camera. It's about 5 years old. It works very well. Outside of routine maintenance, we don't have any issues with it breaking down. The other camera is about 11 years old. It breaks down quite frequently, several times a year from what I understand. And it costs, a couple grand each time it breaks down to send it off, have it repaired, and send it back, which also takes time. It shuts down these crews during that time. So what we would like to do is purchase this camera for $122,360 and basically equip these crews with 2 cameras that work very well. Put the other camera that we have on basically on the shelf to have it. If we need to, if we have one of our current cameras, one of these 2 cameras break down, we can still pull it off the shelf and keep those crews running. But this would keep those crews operational and save a lot of repair costs that we're spending now on a camera that doesn't work very well and keeps us not working efficiency. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved.
This next item is a change order with Reeves Construction for the pass culvert replacement. This is to install a storm drainage line that's in conflict with the sewer line. We need to remove the sewer line to install the storm drainage line. In order to remove the sewer line, we have to install some bypass pumping that will run continuously for 4 days, is what the contractor is projecting. And then we would reinstall the sewer line over the storm drainage line with ductile iron pipe instead of the current clay pipe it's in. Total change order is for $45,630 to be paid out of the 1722 SPLOST, which the project is being funded out of. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved.
This next item is an independent contractor agreement with Goodwin Mills Kaywood for engineering services on the Reed Creek Stream Bank Stabilization Project. This is a 23-28 SPLOST project. In late '23, we issued an RFP to consulting firms for conceptual development of some designs to stabilize the stream bank at Savannah Rapids Park. Once we received that final deliverable, we asked that consulting firm for price to take the concept through design all the way to construction, and we were unable to negotiate what we felt was a fair fee for the scope of services that we were requesting. So we reached out to the other two firms that weren't originally selected and asked for a fee for the same scope of services. We felt the GMC had the lowest, most responsive response, lowest, most responsive proposal in the amount of $88,250 to design this to completion, ready to advertise, permit, take to construction, which also includes some construction services as needed. GMC estimates a 1-year design to acquire all the environmental permits. This would again be funded out of the 23-28 SPLOST project. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved.
This next item is a supplemental agreement, number 1 with GDOT for TIA 2 Group 4 resurfacing. This is Baker Place Road, Brown Circle, GR Tucker, Louisville Road, Old Union Road, and Sugar Creek Drive. Each one of these projects has an original TIA budget in TIA 2. We advertise those projects, and overall, collectively, they came in under budget, but some projects were lower, some projects were higher individually. So this reconciles that and adds $166,000 to the supplemental agreement. It's actually, if you were to take the original budgets and add the 3% for inflation, this is less than that would be.
Right, but TIA, I mean, the state's required to fund these projects, right?
Yes, sir. So staff recommends approval to reconcile that bid.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved.
This next item is a change order number 1 with Reeves Construction for TIA 2 Group 4. This is the same project. This is to resurface Baker Place Road from I-20 south. The existing project in TIA 2 is just from William Few Parkway to I-20. It did not include the southern portion of Baker Place Road. Staff believes that it needs resurfacing as well, in addition to some additional tonnage on some of the other roads, Louisville Road, Old Union Road, and Sugar Creek. This would be paid for out of TIA discretionary. This was not originally budgeted for anything that is over and above the original TIA project budgets. The total change order amount is $606,803.75. Staff recommends approval.
Second.
So moved.
This next item is a change order number 3 with E.R. Snell for Horizon South Parkway Widening Project. This is another sewer storm drainage conflict. In the original plans, it shows this specific storm line and sewer conflict, but it's not as close as it actually is in the field. It was not identified to be as close. Once it was identified, staff went out to verify it. Staff has verified it, and agrees that we need to provide some additional funding for this work. Staff requested a change order from ER Snell. Staff's also worked with Water Utility on some bypass pumping arrangements. Water Utility has agreed to do the bypass pumping in order to get a reduced price from ER Snell. The total change order price is $58,649.69. Staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Last one?
And this last item is a permanent drainage and utility easement, 4 permanent drainage and utility easements along Smith Crawford Road with 2 parcel owners, the Brewers and the Falks. This came to our attention, the property owners reached out, they had significant discharge of drainage from Smith Crawford under their properties. We went out and investigated, when Smith Crawford was first paved, the properties were not developed. Since they've been developed, this has created an issue, so we worked with Roads and Bridges, we worked with the property owners to come up with an agreement, that we would be able to reconstruct or construct a drainage outfall that would serve the road, but also not interfere with property owners' quality of life. They agreed. We went out and constructed the road, and this is after construction, since we now have the outfall alignment identified. This is to actually plat and record permanent drainage.
Move to
Staff recommends approval.
Second.
So moved. Do we have any legal matters?
No, sir.
All right, staff reports. Gordon.
Yes, sir. I've included the year-to-date budget report and the water and sewer construction projects report for your review if you have any questions. I was out at the site yesterday. We are operating the facility. I only noticed 2 punch list items that were still left to be done, but there may be more. We'll have a meeting tomorrow to go over those and see what's left on the punch list. But right now, it's just little cleanup items like door locks aren't properly done. There's still a dent in the air conditioning unit. It hasn't been repaired, but
But it's working.
it is
This is
working.
working.
Yes, sir.
Work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Titus.
We have the roadway projects and resurfacing reports for your review. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions? All right, no questions there. Commissioners, public comments? Nothing? Nothing for executive session, so we'll adjourn the meeting.